check out Trump's policies. Just up for this. Boo. Boo. No, it's not weed, okay? Oh my god, I gotta light my candle up. Light that up. It smells so good. Vanilla. Yes. Alright, so get it started. Grab my crystals. And relax. Let go. Let go. Alright, so let's do a little bit of fact checking here. 2019. Got that camera right here? Okay. 2019. Poverty went down. Wages went up. Homeownership went up for African Americans. Then come along the big bad wolf, Roni. Roni came and just tried to obliterate everything. Stop going by what everybody say, what they say, he say, she say, the media say. Go fact check yourself. You know, there's a lot of that online now. Fact check this, fact check this, fact. Go fact check for yourself. That's what you need to do. Do some research for yourself. Don't just listen to snippets and stuff of videos. Listen to the whole entire video to come to your own conclusion. That's my thought. Alright, and ooh, I'm feeling so spiritual today.
It's the green tea.
It's not weed. I don't smoke weed. This is jasmine leaf. I'm sorry, this is not jasmine. This is organic green tea. Oh, so good. Alright. It's not about the Democratic or Republican Party. Election is about people who want a better America and those who want to fundamentally and morally change us to something else. Crying, intimidating, killing, and silencing people. It is not the American way. Not universal laws of the universe and ethics of humanity come in to destroy your community and businesses that you work hard for, and you invite them in. You know, is that President Trump is really making liberals lose their mind. 500 billion commitment to upgrade and help out the native black communities. This is the only president in the history that has done something like this, okay? So, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due. You know, you have to fact check yourself. Go do research and see what other presidents have done anything for native blacks of this land, okay? I'll wait. That's what I thought. That lives matter. Why do we continue to hurt one another, huh? Matter. Why do we condone Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, who is not even black, with this WAP song to degrade black young girls, like it's okay for a whore culture? Why, how come blacks are not out there protesting against, you know, shit like that? if Black Lives Matter, why do black people, y'all, not me, because I don't need nobody to tell me that my life matter. Okay, point blank, period. But why do y'all black people need to go out and demonstrate and protest about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter? Okay, so now that's your marketing scheme, so to get everybody's attention that Black Lives Matter. So now what's after that? What's the solution that you have, black people, after that? Because if you don't have no solution, you should have been sat down like 10 times. Like, just go have a seat. Music rules the world. It has frequencies that make you do things that you have no that'll make you do things that are great and wonderful for the world, and have frequencies that'll make you tear this shit down. So this is the kind of music that blacks allow and promote and look up to. So how come, if Black Lives Matter, how come you're not going out there standing up for the young children who are listening to this kind of music to change the music industry? I don't get it. Indecent, inappropriate, and it's just making you just visit your lower self. And we do nothing about that at all. Filth rap is killing our children mentally and morally. This is our future, okay? How are they to rule anything, if they're listening to this type of music? And I'm going to let President Trump go ahead and take it from here. Go ahead, Trumpy Trump.
Record number of votes from the black community. That's all happening. That's all happening. We're getting a lot of, see the people back there, they say, what's going on over here? They're not happy about it, but that's okay. Our movement is welcoming millions of black Americans back to the Republican Party, the party of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. When I ran for president 4 years ago, I looked at the dismal and shameful record of the Democrat Party and asked black Americans, what the hell do you have to lose, right? And they all said, you shouldn't use the word hell, but I said, it's just more descriptive. Doesn't work as well without it. Today I want to share what you have to gain from voting Republican on November 3rd. Will be the biggest election of our lives. For decades, Democrat politicians like Joe Biden have taken black voters for granted. They made you big promises before every election, and then the moment they got to Washington, they abandoned you and they sold you out. The Democrat Party used you and they lied to you every single time. You know it better than anybody else knows. The Democrats will always take back the vote. What they want to do is they'll take that vote back. They want to take the black voter for granted, and they have taken the black voter for granted. And it's not fair, it's not right, and it's not going to happen, because we're going to have such a victory like you've never had before. In 2016, thank you. In 2016, I made you a solemn pledge that whether you voted for me or not, I would be your greatest champion. Since that time, I've delivered even more than I promised. It's one of those things. Few politicians do that, but I believe we have. Before the China virus, we built the greatest economy for African Americans in the history of our country, and we are doing it again. In the first 3 years, we achieved the lowest black unemployment rate in history. The black youth unemployment rate reached an all-time low. We achieved the largest job gains for African Americans on record. Black Americans saw the largest increase in home ownership. The poverty rate for African Americans reached the lowest level ever recorded. And last year, 811,000 African Americans were lifted out of poverty, the most in over 51 years. In my first 3 years, we lifted 6.6 million people out of poverty, the largest poverty reduction of any president in the history of our country. I did more for the black community in 47 months. I saw they used that line, so I don't want to ruin it by saying it a second time. It was in the video, but I will say it again. Than Joe Biden did in 47 years. And I'm here today to announce a brand new plan to deliver more opportunity, more security, more fairness, and more prosperity to black communities. We call it the Platinum Plan. Platinum Plan. And that's a contract with black Americans, and it's going to be something that people talk about for a long time to come. If you vote Republican over the next 4 years, we will create 3 million new jobs for the black community. Open 500,000 new black-owned businesses. Increase access to capital in black communities by $500 billion. And this includes investing in community development, financial institutions, and minority depository institutions. Build up peaceful and safer urban neighborhoods with the highest standards of, and you know this, of policing. We want the highest standards. We have to have highest standards of policing. Bring even greater fairness to the justice system. We did criminal justice reform. Remember that? Even greater, we will create a national clemency project to right wrongful prosecutions and to pardon individuals who have reformed their life.
To say is thank you, Trump. Thank you for, even thinking of black people when, you didn't even have our or need our vote to even get into office, but you considered us. So, I have to say thank you for that. There's black people out here who are unappreciative because they do not do their homework and they will never read. Point blank, period. They're sheets and they like to be led. The majority of people in the world are followers, and that's why you have mosques, and that's why you have churches and things of that sort. Be led like sheep to the slaughterhouse, because when it comes down to it, you just really have to make the right choice, and not just you depend on it, but we all kind of depend on it. Black people, you're very valuable. You should know this already. If you wasn't very valuable, they wouldn't be going so hard to get your vote. And if they were right for the blacks, they wouldn't have to try this hard to get our vote. So you got to think about that as well. Until the next video, peace to the universe.
I approve this message.